Bible Lab.
The Bible Lab.
We're doing with the intro. Hey, you can't spin it yet. We're waiting for the.
Put your dick in it. We're recording.
Hey, did you see that? Did you see the when you're spinning it and he sticks the pen right through it?
No.
Like through one of these holes?
Yeah, he's spinning it fast and he goes and sticks the pen right through it.
I don't think that's actually very hard.
A dog spins it?
No, they're spinning a dog quickly and then he puts the pen in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Huh.
Somebody give me a pen. I want to try this. Issue. My parents had to make a rule that I wasn't allowed to stick my finger in the dog's butt when I was a kid.
Which is not something you should have to address with your child.
Have to make a rule
Well,
about
you know, it was kind of one of those like intelligent design things. You know those idiots that are like, oh, like the banana fits perfectly in the human hand, and they just neglect the fact that bananas were specifically bred to be what we want them to be. Yeah. Like natural bananas look nothing like what we have now.
Right.
It was the same thing.
Wait, what do they normally look like?
And I looked at the dog's ass, and I was like, that looks like it fits. Let's check it out. You know, let's plug in here, see what happens. But, you know.
And then they had to make it. But then you did it multiple times.
Well, I did it once and then got shit on my finger. You know what they say? Get shit on your finger once. Shame
on me.
Shame on the dog.
Shit on me.
Yeah. But, no, they, I did it once and then I was like, oh, this wasn't fun. And they were like, well, don't do that again. And then I was like,
maybe I'm just doing it wrong.
Yeah, maybe. It really looks like it's supposed to go in there. So I tried it one more time just to see. And then I have this flash. You know, you have those flash memories where you just have like a second of memory that you managed to encode when you were a child.
Sure.
And I have this flash of, Mom, it happened again. Like it was something that happened to me. And then they were like, don't do that. And then I never did it again after that. It was just, 2 tries just to see.
I could just imagine little Jake, right? What would Jake's onesie look like?
Covered in bananas, apparently.
Be this,
and dog shit.
This pressed linen thing. Anyway, he's sitting there, like legs wide, and these yellow shapes are over the ground. He's got the sphere with the shape holes, and he's matching shapes to the hole. Mm-hmm. Remember that game?
Yeah.
And then he looks over at the cat. And the cat's doing that thing where it like stretches and arches its back and lifts the tail, revealing the butthole.
This is my
Jake
moment.
looks at his hand and looks at the hole. He's like, "Oh, I found another match."
It's like
well, I mean, it's not the most illogical thing.
No, it's like that movie where they the monkeys find the bone and they like start hitting stuff with it and they're like, oh.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yes. That was Jake. But
it's one of my favorite scenes.
Jake,
where he
but a cat and his
triumphantly
finger.
throws the bone up in the air after the obelisk comes. Yeah, it's a great scene.
It's classic. We recording? Okay, let's get this show on the road.
Fidget spinners.
You're on board now.
Spoiler alert. No, I was just talking about what to do.
I love that.
I get it now.
Welcome to Babble Lab.
The show where we hammer nails down dicks.
No.
You can't start the episode that way.
Please don't make that our catchphrase. I don't want us to be known as the show that hammers nails down.
Because then we're going to have to start doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to live a lie.
As long as I'm the hammerer and not the hammery. Yeah. Not the Harambe.
Not the potpourri.
No one wants to be the Harambe.
Hey, have you heard about poopery?
Yeah.
Someone was just talking about
Allie
that.
has it. My wife has it. We travel with it.
Do you spray it in the toilet before you shit or after?
It like
I don't
makes
like
a
that.
layer.
I don't like that. Mm-hmm. I don't. It's like a smog layer, like a kiss show or something.
No, it's like an oil slick that it creates on the top of the toilet water, so that when the poop penetrates the surface,
the oil covers
it back up, and
That's
then
awesome.
those fumes can't make it through that barrier.
Question: if my poop already creates an oil slick in the water every time, is it redundant?
Well, does that oil slick smell?
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells horrible.
Then no.
Well, it's probably more effective.
It smells like I should go to the doctor, usually.
I've been telling you that for a while. You need to go to the doctor.
For that reason?
I just really like eating
for many reasons.
Goat tacos out of the back of the truck, and
All right, welcome. What episode is this? 10?
10.
Welcome to episode 10 of Babble Lab. For any first-time listeners, I'm your host, Cole. I'm here with Jake and the two Jeffs.
Hello.
What's up?
Those are the Jeffs.
yes,
That's Jake. And what we do on this show is we talk about things we don't know. We talk about things we do know sometimes. And we just...
Or things we pretend to know about.
I don't know about
Which is
anything
the greatness of this medium. There's no one here challenging us on any of this.
There's no fact-checking.
We have a platform, and you have to deal with it.
I always forget to do this, so I'll say it now. If you want to follow us on social media or whatever, we have Facebook, Twitter. We have an email address. We have a website.
We're even on the email, folks.
Oh, yeah, we got email address.
Hit us up.
We have one fan in studio, most of the time.
Oh yeah.
Fan might be a
Okay,
stretch.
I call her a groupie.
Yeah, however you want to go about it.
She is sleeping with one of us.
Yeah, I was going to say one of us.
One of us.
At least one of us.
So not Cole.
One of us that I know of. She said she's seen more of us naked than not.
That's actually true.
yeah, she's right.
All right.
All right, so welcome to Babble Lab, the show with 4 guys but 9 nipples. That could be our slogan,
That's better.
right?
Is it
No.
better?
I mean, yeah, than the alternative.
It's about the same.
I think one like kind of strikes fear into the hearts of our enemies, you know? Well, actually,
is
they
that
both
what we
do.
want?
They both do.
Is
Right?
that the goal?
9 nipples. That's terrible.
How?
Like I've heard they have 9 nipples.
I can't even comprehend how that's possible.
Well, they think we each do.
They each have 9 nipples?
Yeah.
That would be really weird. Like a litter of puppies.
We have udders at this point.
We're like we absorbed a caterpillar on our stomach. Just have these little nubs sticking out.
That would be more than 9.
Unless it was a 9-legged caterpillar.
How many legs do caterpillars have?
Well, it depends how much of the caterpillar
You're thinking of
you absorb.
millipede.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a millipede, but how many do caterpillars have?
Probably
I wanna say,
more than
like-
9.
I don't know.
I don't know. Good question. If anyone knows, please send the response to...
Or don't. We don't really care.
No.
I care. I'm actually really curious about this.
Okay, Jake will figure it out. Okay, let's get started today. And today we're going to do
Heard of it.
it's kind of a combination between Heard of It, which is our segment where we all have this pre-agreed on a topic to discuss. And it's kind of a combination of What's Grinding My Gears, which is another one of our...
Have we ever done that?
I thought that
We sort of did
we
it.
kind of did it, What's Grinding My Gears.
Was that the Prop 65?
No, that was like the internet reviews.
In reviews.
Sort of
Okay.
started with the grinding gears.
I thought that was just a heard of it.
Well, it was a Heard of It, and it kind of...
Look,
it was
the
grinding
thing.
Because
Jeff's gears.
it wasn't really research and fact based.
Yeah, well, none of our...
As opposed to any.
Well, sometimes some of us research them.
True.
And when I say us, I don't
It's
mean
never
me.
Jake.
No.
Jeff
it's
came with a
rarely
book
me.
twice.
Yeah, that was
An
weird.
actual book with
He went
paper.
to a library.
That's
I know.
not true. I've never been to a library.
Oh. I assumed you went to a library.
No, it's full of old women and cats. I don't
That's
want to
even
go
worse. You bought the book.
Are there
then.
cats in libraries, he says?
There. Yeah.
I guess.
I saw on Reddit today that
I would-
some city councilman lost his re-election because his big push was to remove the library cat. And
Wow, what a
everyone
dick.
rebelled against him.
Yeah.
They should have.
I can see that.
library. I'd go to the library if there were cats.
Yeah, I agree with him
No.
about removing the library cat, but
Why?
also if that's
what
the thing
ground?
you're
Because a
taking
lot
a
of people
stance
are
about,
allergic.
then I'm for removing you.
Is
as
this
well.
the hill you want to die
And
on?
what about
Right.
what about knowing your audience, right? Obviously, the cat was important to the town.
Yeah.
Was it, or was it just to the librarian?
Why
Well,
do
if
we
he
need?
lost an
Why do we
election
need to
because
get
of it.
rid of the library cat? Is what I'm.
Well, is it a build-in for the
Also-
general population, and a lot of people are allergic to cats, or just hate them in general?
Also, does that just mean they made somebody take the cat home?
No,
they
it didn't
killed
work.
it.
No,
He
they
lost.
killed it.
Yeah, they murdered it.
Yeah, that's what I'm questioning.
Well, they didn't murder directly; they just put it outside.
Yeah,
that's
taxidermy.
fine.
And then
then.
released a bunch of falcons.
What?
Let the games begin.
All right, let's talk about. So you know what's really been grinding my gears lately?
Sure.
This whole fidget spinner craze.
Has it though? Like, has it affected your life at all?
No, not really. I just seen people do it, and
Who have you
And
seen
you're
doing
like,
it?
fucking kids.
people at work do
It's probably
it.
mainly jealousy, right?
Honestly, it doesn't really even.
fidget spinners and their sodomy.
It doesn't really even.
Those things obviously go hand in hand.
I do them together.
Yeah, well, fidget sodomy is a gateway drug to fidget spinners.
It does. It doesn't even really bug me, to be honest with you. It doesn't really grind my gears. Like I'm okay with people doing it.
Yeah.
But it's got me
Sodomy
thinking,
or fidget spinners?
the only fidget spinners.
I had to think about it. Okay.
So the only thing I was saying is I was talking to one of my friends at work, and I said, I bet you in 6 months, all of the fidget spinners will be in junk drawers across the country.
You're probably right.
And
Yeah.
no one will talk about them, and no one will even remember that
course.
they existed.
But that's how trendy
But he said
toys go.
no. He said no. It's
This
gonna-
one's different.
no. I'm gonna be spinning for forever. He said.
Spin till I
He
die.
said if you're not spinning, you're standing still. So I'm thinking. I honestly believe that it's just going to be another come and go type situation.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. What is the allure? We actually have one here. Jeff was nice enough to bring a fidget spinner.
Well,
in.
I went to Walmart and got the cheapest
How
one.
much
they
was
had.
it?
$4.
$4.
Really?
And I think I got ripped off.
It has a nice heft to
But
it.
it's so I've only used one before,
Uh-huh.
and it was way nicer than that one.
But yours is $4.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Well, the one you used is probably like twice as expensive.
Probably.
You know,
So twice.
I've seen some of them like
$8.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy thing. They even have like designer ones now that are like $80.
Well, I've seen. Yeah.
bedazzled.
Allie was
with
showing me
jewels.
some
like
online
plated
that
in gold and shit.
they're like
yeah.
pieces of art. One was like bat wings, like the Batman symbol as a fidget spinner, which looked a little dangerous.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems.
There were some with
Sharp.
like jeweled wings that look really cool.
There's one that's just all razor blades all over it.
I've heard
You can
that
shave with it.
It's actually just a ninja star.
That'd be awesome.
With
Shaving
a
with
ball
this.
bearing in the middle.
Yeah.
If you had 3 straight razors and you just
It would be awesome if you could do it.
Exactly.
I as someone who never cuts myself shaving.
Never.
You know,
So what you're
maybe I
saying
need
is
to
there's
up the
potential.
challenge.
and you use a safety razor too, which is better. It's harder. It's easier to cut yourself than like a normal like
Yeah.
schlick. Where schlick is that what it's called?
Schick.
Schick
Like
razor.
a normal like multi-blade modern razor.
I think what you're getting at is that there's so many more uses for this than you initially thought. So it's
No.
probably not going
There
away.
aren't.
It's none of that.
You have the only
Oh,
use.
okay.
So I've heard. Well, the bigger topic we're going to talk about today is just trends and why they come and go and what makes something a trend and the psychology of trends. But as fidget spinners, I've heard the secret is you have to perfect the one-handed spin.
I don't think there's any rules out there.
No,
for how to use
that's
this thing.
apparently like the
that's the law.
that's the law. Did you read the back?
No
of the thing? It
library
probably says it.
cats.
What did
One-handed
actually? I'm
spin.
curious to say. What does it say on the back
I
of
was
the
so
package?
turned off by the packaging because they use the font called Review BT, which is just like the lazy man's. I'm going to make a cool looking font.
It does look like it went back to the 90s a little bit.
Yeah. It
kinda
doesn't
like
say
it.
anything. It does have a picture of someone spinning it with one hand.
See,
And it says it has a cool illusion effect.
what's the illusion effect? I guess
Because
that
some
when
sections are
something-
longer than others. As it spins, it makes patterns.
some sections are longer than others.
Yeah. You see it has 3 extrusions?
They're all the same length.
No, but the gaps in between.
Oh.
It's not a circle.
that
right?
the
Yeah, so it makes patterns.
I guess.
I guess. Yeah.
Right. No, it's a stretch.
I just thought of a use for these
Yeah. Like-
beyond just fidgeting. So you're in class or in church or somewhere else, grandma's funeral, and you spring a boner, right? As happens sometimes. And you're like, oh shit, I got to take care of this. Now the old solution was to go, find like an empty mausoleum or something to jerk off in. But now you just pull your fidget spinner out of your pocket, you get a good spin, and you just shove your dick in it, and it immediately just kills it, kills the boner.
How big is this fidget spinner and how small is the dick?
Well, you don't need to get it through the hoops. The trick is to get it in the gaps between the hoops, so there's a concussive force, not a twisting force. You don't want to twist. You want concussion. You want to scare the blood back out of the engorged penis.
How does your mind work?
I'm not going to
this
ask
way?
any questions.
No further comments, please. no comments. Any comments on the field? No, we're good.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Yeah. So fidget spinners. Why did they start?
Well, so I did the same
Who
thing as
invented
you.
the first one? Who invented the first one?
I have no idea.
Someone from Tulsa claimed that they invented it.
Oklahoma?
Which is one of Tulsa's. Tulsa has like a long history of claiming to invent random shit, like the yield sign. So
What?
Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past that. I mean,
I think they actually did invent the yield sign.
I would just let them have it. But,
They
okay.
yield to most things. They yield to nature. They have
Yeah.
tornadoes. And
Yeah,
they're
have
like,
you read-
just come on through.
Have you read The Grapes of Wrath?
I started the Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah.
So no.
The ground was covered in like 4 feet of dust and agriculture was impossible. So they just moved like a bunch of pussies.
Well, I don't know what I respect more, like standing your ground at that point or moving. Because my big criticism of that state is that they have tornadoes, and somebody was the first person to see a fucking tornado there and was like,
Nope.
I could live with this.
this is fine.
They didn't leave. I'm like, what?
Right.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
They had gotten so far west. They're just sick of it, right? All through the plains, across the Appalachians.
Yeah, but they couldn't just push a little. If they pushed more, they could have gotten to California.
Yeah, but you got to go over the Sierras, right? They're big.
Yeah, that was a whole thing.
Through the Mojave? That's
Yeah, they're like
It was a whole
mountain
thing.
passes, and people are going to
Well, they
die.
had the Oregon Trail too, and that was a whole.
I'll deal with tornadoes.
I'm already here. I'm already here. I can't be bothered to move. Yeah. So okay.
Oklahoma, the state where it was just good enough.
Yeah, they were like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I like how Oklahoma was like, we don't have enough natural disasters. Let's start causing earthquakes from fracking.
Yeah, yeah.
Now they have more earthquakes in like California. Or
Well,
any
that was
place.
like the one thing
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Oh, you're from Cal. I couldn't handle the earthquakes. Tornadoes aren't that scary. You see them coming, and then now they have them."
Yeah, but are
I
they
just
big?
Laugh. I just laugh. They're,
What are the earthquakes?
I don't think they're as big as ours when we have a bad one,
think
but
they're
I
a lot.
think that their buildings aren't earthquake proofed at all.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Oh, that sucks.
because they never had them historically. So I don't know. Their
big
buildings also
problems.
aren't tornado proofed. So
what is?
cement domes.
Okay.
One of the schools was talking about replacing all their buildings with cement
There's
domes.
a cool way that I've seen them make those, where it's a giant bladder that they pour cement over, and while the cement is still wet, they inflate the bladder.
Oh,
that's cool.
But doesn't the
makes-
cement
it makes a
drip
dome.
down?
No, they leave it inflated until it cures.
No, but doesn't cement drip down when you blow it up? It was kind of like
I don't know. They
cement is
haven't figured out. I don't know.
moves
It's
pretty
got
slowly.
enough viscosity that it stays there, and it's got like the wire mesh in it to hold it together and all that.
They can do a lot of things by inflating other things. They can skin animals by using an air compressor now.
Really?
Where they slit specific, around the neck and around the arms and
And they
shit.
just inflate it off.
And then they stick a tube in there and pump it full of 100 psi of air, and it just kind of pops the
Pops
skin
like
off
a
of it,
balloon.
and they just slide it out.
My favorite way
like
is
a jacket.
is they cut around the extremities, and then they take a piece of the back skin and they put a rock underneath it and tie a knot around that rock, so it's got a nice little anchor point, and then they just put a rope to their quad and drive away, and it just peels like there's a noose around the deer, and it just
like
peels
peeling back a banana.
peels the skin right off.
I feel like they did this to a person first.
Why?
Because I'm assuming it's the South. Maybe the person was like a homosexual or something. They have a long, history of just randomly deciding, hey, fuck this guy because he's different.
It's a lot of work.
I mean, is it though compared to skinning it the old-fashioned way? I think the father of most innovation is violence against other human beings for no reason.
Not for no reason, but violence against other human beings. Yeah.
Okay, for no good reason.
Sure.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
Yeah, so fidget
Just to make
spinners.
my stance clear, I'm against skinning people because of their sexuality. Just in case that didn't come through.
I thought
clearly.
it was.
There are plenty of good reasons to skin a person, but
Yeah.
not that.
Not that one.
Yeah, they're already dead, and you don't want to be wasteful. Nobody
We've
at
already
work.
talked about this.
Nobody at work agrees with me on that.
About the making leather products from humans.
About that, it's bullshit that we don't eat people and skin them and stuff after they die. And then I said, look, you don't have to want to eat a person, but at least make them into dog food or something. Something useful. Anyway, fidget spinners.
That was your
There's
solution. I
such thing as
remember.
an organ donor.
We were talking about the UPS,
That's true. Yes.
and how that it might the UPS needs to, or the USPS needs to go away. And I was like, "What are we going to do with all those people?" And you're like, "I don't know. We'll give them
Make
other
them into-
jobs or turn them into wallets."
Yeah.
It's like that escalated quick.
I really hate the postal service, so sounds like me.
Don't get him started on that.
Okay.
All right, fidget spinners.
Can you let us fucking talk about?
I wanna
fidget
talk
spinners
about the
for 1
life-
second.
I wanna talk
We
about-
were talking about fidget
All right,
spinners.
can I give you the anecdote of how I was exposed to
Yes,
these?
I want to hear that.
So I was just camping for 7 days.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how it takes this adjustment period where, I wake up in the morning and that's the fidget spinner on the table. If you can hear that
If you
roar.
can hear that.
Just really got it spinning.
That was pretty cool.
It takes some time to acclimate to being out of the system where
Sure.
you wake up and oh my God, I gotta do my routine. I gotta get my shit together. I gotta go to work. I gotta do all these things. And you're used to waking up and going.
Yeah, I still have flashbacks to university. I wake up, I miss a test. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
I haven't been at school in a long time.
So when you get up and you have nothing to do that day besides shoot your bow and drink beer, it takes some days to get into that. So basically, we're doing a lot of sitting around and talking, which is the reason for going.
Yeah.
And my wife's dad, which is the last person I thought would have one of these fidget spinners, because I've seen them. It's always some 8-year-old kid.
Yeah.
But my default stance, I think it's a safe assumption, is anything that they like, I'm against.
Well, that's why you
My life
surprised me
makes
when you
sense
said
that
that he had one, because I
Yeah.
know him, and I'm like,
Right, it was weird.
No,
right?
he's
Yeah.
the kind of guy that would make fun of that shit.
Totally.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had it and he was spinning. He's like, "Want to try it?" And I said, "No." And then I took it from him and I tried it.
I tried on my terms.
Yeah. And then we started doing little experiments with it. How my wife loves.
You put your dick in it?
Nope, it didn't get that far. I was too deep in the research. You know how my wife likes rocking chairs?
Yeah.
She'll just go forever on a rocking chair. I just handed that to her without saying anything, and she stopped rocking and just started fidgeting.
Oh.
She couldn't do both.
Oh.
She just loved it. So when you're sitting around and being idle, it's a great thing to just
Sure.
kind of hold. You just you miss it. You want to have it. It's just comforting to have something to occupy your subconscious with. I don't know. So I think if
Like I
as
said,
long as
I
you're,
don't.
you're framing it in that context, I don't people are gonna run away with it and try and do tricks like master the one-handed spin and
Yeah.
make it into something it's not.
People
but if
have
it's
done
just
that.
something for when you're bored,
will.
it's something fun to just hold on to. Then
mean,
yeah, it is.
I have nothing
by
wrong
the
against
way,
it.
we just lost the fidget spinner.
We tried to do a
tried to-
fidget spinning handoff.
We
Yeah,
fidgeted.
we botched the transfer.
It didn't go
It's kind
well.
of like a mid-air
again?
refuel.
Well, this
kind
is
of-
the $4 one, so the bearings is a little it's not
It's
great.
a little loose.
It'll probably break easy.
We also found another use for it.
No,
It's
no,
pretty
Jake.
good for massage.
yeah.
You can kind of like massage with the back of one. I don't know
So-
if that's at all what it's meant for.
Here's my thing. I don't have a problem with it. People can do whatever they want. It doesn't really bug me. I did hear it's kind of a problem in schools. I feel bad for teachers
Yeah, that's
because kids everywhere just spinning it.
Yeah,
and-
pay attention.
Yeah.
I have something to say about that, but finish first.
Here's the thing.
because-
They are marketed. Here's the weird thing. I think a lot of times they're marketed as like helping people with ADD and ADHD. Have you heard about this? That's how like they came about. It was
Really?
like, yes. And I'm like, I feel like that would make it worse.
Well, I think 90% of ADD is bullshit.
I just
Well-
can't wait till my insurance company has to pay for my fidget spinner.
just as a quick anecdote about the ADD thing. I've been playing with it. I've not been paying attention at all to what we're talking about.
Good, you didn't miss anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like that.
Yeah,
First of all, that's weird as it is.
it's a
I'm
dumb-
okay with it as a toy. Fine.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, it's just weird how certain things just get so popular and so. And we were talking about the life cycle of kind of like a trend, and
Yeah.
starts off with a few people, and then something happens where it picks up. I don't know what. There's this variable.
Can you Google something for me?
Yeah.
Called diffusion of innovation.
Okay. But what I was saying is that now you went to Walmart and got it. So obviously we've
And they had
hit-
more at the checkout. I went to the toy section to get one, and they had different ones at,
yeah.
at the checkout.
You can get these at like Ralph's, any
So that's what
grocery
I'm saying.
store.
So
They have them
if
the
we're looking
checkout
at the
now.
bell curve, we're clearly at the top of the trend here. If
Yes.
major stores
Which is
are
what the
picking
diffusion
it
of
up-
innovation is that nice little bell curve, but it explains it a little bit more.
Let's see. I'll pull it up.
Yeah,
so-
and I went through a lot of these when I was a kid. I think you guys probably did too.
Well, how long until this is something like a yo-yo where they're having competitions with it?
But what's this? What's
Is
this
that
other
already
line?
happening?
What's this other line here?
I don't know.
Maybe that's like not.
But what this breaks down, so we're looking at a bell curve
It's a
under
classic bell curve.
the diffusion of innovation, and it breaks down into who is participating at which stage.
Yeah.
And you always have
Yeah.
your early adopters who are like very tech savvy, and they're always looking for the cutting edge thing. They have the new phone. They're paying double for the hardware.
And they probably have a box full of stuff that they bought, which doesn't like a lot of this stuff they buy and it doesn't work.
Yeah, early adopters. Yeah,
It's like the
That happens a
Google, the
lot.
Google glasses and all that stuff. Where
Right,
You,
which broader society won't ever probably get on the bandwagon with
Or
because
no.
it's still a little weird.
but
Yeah.
that's every time they buy something and they're taking that chance.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, I don't care.
So you have to have enough of that type of person to opt in early, and then it has to also pass the test of being like more broadly socially acceptable, and then it hits that peak.
I'm curious what this is.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's market share, I think, overall. How
Oh,
saturated it is.
oh, yeah, yeah.
So it hits 100% once the laggards have all adopted it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I could see that this would end up being something that is a little more obscure and still keeps a community that goes with it for a long time. Something like a yo-yo, where they still have competitions
But you
and
could
people learn
actually
tricks.
do tricks. with
Probably
yo-yo,
can with these too. We just don't know what they are.
And I
because we
kinda
haven't
don't
seen
even-
them
I
yet.
guess.
I wouldn't even really say there's like a yo-yo. I mean, there is a yo-yo
There is.
community. There is, but
That's what I'm saying. It's obscure. I'm not
such a
saying
niche.
it certainly isn't going to hold its level of fashion or trend at the
Right,
moment.
it's going to be there right next to speed cup stacking.
Right,
You know,
sure.
Did you guys
Yeah.
know
I agree
that
with
there's like a marbles community, like online?
There's a community for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
doesn't
but
matter.
I mean,
That's
there's
my
like
point.
a group of people that are like talking about their like best shooting marbles and stuff. And
I remember
they,
we
like,
used to play marbles. Someone played marbles with me when I was younger.
Not me.
Jeff?
Marbles?
Remember when we used to play marbles? We used to,
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah,
shooting
yeah,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, we used to play. We got into marbles for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Well, that's a
They
game
have
of
cool
skill.
designs.
You know,
Yeah,
I can
it is a game
see
of skill.
The appeal
Yeah.
there.
And you have the
I
shooter.
miss,
and
I
the-
miss Pogs.
And you also get when
Yeah,
you
I was going
Pogs.
to talk about that one.
when you win, you get to take the person's marble too. So that's like
Nice. It's like
yeah.
Hungry Hippos.
Yeah, it's really fun.
It's kind
Pogs-
of like winning and then taking the person's skin.
it's similar in many ways.
Pogs are funny because they were almost like Pokemon cards in that everybody got them and never played.
Yes.
That's how I felt about them, at least in my generation.
Well, I was kind of on the early edge of it, and we definitely played.
What is playing? You just like
You stack
slam
them
it,
up,
right?
Yeah,
and
there's
then
a
you have
game.
a slammer, and
Yeah.
you slam the pile. And whichever ones are face up, you get. So you each put like half my pogs, half your pogs in the
Yeah.
stack, and then you slam
Is
them.
there a strategy to that, or is it?
Yeah, if you hold it like vertically, if that makes
Yeah.
Okay.
like often they would have like two divots in the slammer for you to put your finger on there and kind of slam it down horizontally. That was a bad way, but that's the way that like the slammer kind of led you to do it.
Gotcha.
If you turned it vertically, like you're skipping a rock almost, and you throw it down that way, that would
Right.
really make the pogs move.
Interesting.
And then we got hardcore in like 7th grade. We would play slammers, and you would stack up your slammers and slam it with another slammer.
Dang.
Got very meta.
Dang.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Do you guys know where Pogs came from?
yeah. They were bottle caps in Hawaii.
Yeah, for Paso guava,
Yeah.
passion fruit, orange. Guava
That's why
juice.
they have the little divot. in
So
them.
funny.
I wish I invented Pogs because they were selling kids cut out cardboard circles.
Yep.
Yeah.
For a
With a
huge
little bit of
markup.
color on them.
Yeah.
I found out recently that, my parents who have this unreasonable expectation that they're just going to hold on to all my childhood shit, threw them out. And I was like, what the fuck,
Yeah, but then you just forgot about it the next day.
Yeah.
It was really upsetting for that day.
It was upsetting for 10 minutes.
Yeah, so
And then I was like, at least I still have my Pokemon cards.
And
those
they're
are going to be valuable.
and then they're like, sorry.
I'm glad I missed that one.
Yeah.
I was just too old for the Pokemon
Well,
train.
we missed what I was missing what they were talking about because I just slammed Jeff in the foot with a fidget spinner.
Yeah.
See, it's
Not feel
dangerous. This is dangerous.
Right.
All right, so what I also want to talk about is just trends in general and just
I had a
trends
couple
to
toys
remember.
like this, and
Yeah.
I think this one is in a different category.
Why? Why?
I'm going to explain it.
Okay. Tell me why.
It's not in a good way. I think this is in a different category in a bad way,
Okay.
which makes it interesting. I had something called a jitter ring. That was popular for a little while.
Okay, what was it?
It's just a metal circle that has smaller metal circles around it. And those circles, if you flick them right, there's 5 of them, they get a wobble, and which means that as you're rotating the bigger ring, they go slow and just kind of jitter and wobble right there.
Okay.
So the way you like you're pulling a rope or something, you're making this bigger wheel spin, and the idea is to keep them jittering and doing that wobbling thing.
Okay.
And then you can do tricks and throw it up in the air and spin it around and keep them wobbling.
Okay.
So there was that. You can Google those and find them pretty easily. They were pretty big when I was young.
Jitter
And-
ring?
Jitter ring, yeah. And then there was another one called a devil stick.
You want to see a jitter ring promo? reel?
I've never heard
Oh.
of any of these things.
Yeah.
The jitter ring and the devil stick. It sounds like you're making
Devil
shit
sticks,
up.
I remember. I think, anyways. They're the ones
Yeah.
you juggle with,
Yeah.
essentially. Yeah.
So here's the jitter ring.
Oh, dude, yeah, people are doing videos of them.
Promo
oh, cool.
reel?
Yeah, let's see this.
See it.
There it is. Yep.
Oh.
They're wobbling, and you have to keep it going.
I think I've heard of this thing.
Spin work?
It's like a big wheel with small little wheels attached to
Yeah,
it.
I still have mine.
If you want
From
to
how
watch
long
this video,
ago?
it's called Spinworks Jitter Ring Promo Reel.
I love this thing.
See, up until you see somebody do tricks with a weird toy like this,
Yeah.
you don't know that there's
But what tricks
a
can you
possibility.
do?
I don't know. Let's
Look it up. I
Let's look
bet
up
you
fidget
it
spinner
exists.
tricks.
Okay, now look up, stay on YouTube, and do devil stick.
Okay. But
I
then we
actually
also
learned
need
a
to
bunch
see,
of tricks on this.
Yeah, the devil sticks are cool because it's a lot of weird balancing and
It's kind of like juggling. I think a
Yeah.
lot of jugglers do that.
it's just like a weird skill that's kind of fun to learn. Oh, this is super
This is
serious.
So douchey. What is this? This isn't it.
Devil sticks. That's not it.
Can you skip ahead?
They're just
not it.
sticks?
They're just sticks.
No, this isn't what I had.
That's like these juggling sticks.
No, this is
This is a guy that just
Oh, that's it,
he is
yeah.
doing it. He's just
that.
far fancier than most.
never
people.
got
Oh,
this level.
it's 3 sticks and you spin one
Yeah,
stick around
they're
them.
rubberized, so there's some friction. Yeah, and you just you keep one stick moving,
Yeah.
and you can do a lot of really cool tricks with them.
It's like
So they
a
sold you
totally
3
useless
sticks.
skill, but looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Could
okay.
be fun.
So this, I think, is in a similar category to those, but you can do nothing with this.
I don't know yet.
It's a dead end.
Let's see. Let's
But
see. if
what do you
they're
think?
any
That,
good.
what can you do with the skill you learned from devil sticking?
You can devil stick.
Exactly. So why is it different?
Well, it's
Because there's a degree of mastery.
what I'm
to it.
talking about.
I
is
bet there is with this,
It's
too.
called a skill ceiling, and I think the one for this is low. The difference between a
I don't know.
first-time user of this and the best fidget spinner in the world is not that much.
Are we ready for this?
With a professional fidgeter?
professional
What the
fidgeter,
hell
yeah,
does
wait,
that even
let's see
mean?
he gets
that.
paid to fidget.
Does he actually get paid?
I don't know if he says he's
I bet you there's a lot that you can do.
He looks like a
That was a
douche.
good
The
start.
fidget spinner is back.
This looks like someone who was really
It's
good at
back.
fingerboards in high school.
Fidget spinning is a lifestyle. And I'll embrace
lifestyle.
that.
No, this
might be a joke.
I think it's a joke.
Yeah.
Hut, 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 hut.
Yeah, this is.
That's
this
pretty
is-
good. I can't do that.
The no looker.
The no looker?
The
Dang.
surprise.
Yeah, this
blind
guy's.
man.
He's like throwing it back and forth while it's spinning.
All right, let's try this one. 5 easy fidget
Oh, I just
spinner
did
tricks.
it.
for
I just did the
beginners.
pass. See? Not that hard.
Okay, here we go. This is a GoPro footage.
Why don't you show me 5 hard spinning tricks?
Simple.
Oh, this one
They
only got
haven't
1
been
star.
invented yet.
1-star difficulty.
See, that's just not that impressive.
This is not.
And this makes for pretty bad podcasting.
Is that fun? Fidget transfer. That
Let's
feels.
go to the 5-star.
So that's what
difficulty
Jeff and I
one.
tried. We tried a 2-star trick right off the bat.
Is there even a 5-star one?
Hand twist.
Just assume.
Oh.
Oh, that was cool.
All right.
No, I could do this in 30 minutes of trying.
Yeah, but we're at the beginning of this.
Here we go.
You know?
Spinner swap. This is the hardest one.
Oh, he's got two
Well, it's
going.
3 stars.
Oh.
He's got a good one-hand flip.
Okay, he just literally
That
passed
sucked.
2 between
that,
hands.
That looked easier.
Okay,
Have
so-
you guys seen the David Blade mock, or not David Blade, David Blaine mock videos where he does that? He does like magic tricks and he stares at the camera.
Yes.
All intensely.
Yeah.
That's what that kid was doing. He would
Yeah.
like do the shitty trick and then hold it up to the camera. Like,
Look, it's still a
You
fidget
can't
spinner.
believe it. So his hardest trick he did was holding 2 and then just switching them.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
think
There's
that was
no
his
skill
hardest
ceiling
one.
with this.
I think his hardest one was that weird hand thing
but
he
they're
did.
not, but they're
He
not really
undersold it.
they're not marketing in the same way.
Yeah, I don't know that this is actually meant to be like
This is,
that.
I think this is marketed as a time waster.
Yes.
Like, nobody's meant to gain anything other than just like something to do with your hands.
I think you were right, Jeff, earlier when you talked to me earlier, like yesterday, when you're saying it's more like a slinky. That's a little more apropos, maybe.
Something you give to like a retard.
it's like no, it's like a desk toy. It's like a desk toy. It's
Yeah,
like,
these might be good for like people who smoke, right? Because they need something in their hands
that's
all
true.
the time.
Just a little
You know?
anxious all
Just
the
like
time.
A little something.
I think
to-
that is what a lot of this is for. It's like, oh, stress. You can help your little anxieties.
like I pick at my nails all the time. My nails are ruined because of this.
but we already
Yeah,
have
maybe if I
stress
fucked
balls,
with
and
this-
not everyone has them.
I don't like stress balls.
I'm not
that
saying.
much.
I don't know that it's going to stick around, but I could see the benefit for somebody.
They're definitely gonna go down in popularity.
Yeah.
No
I
question.
think there's also this thing that like stuff that's invented pretty much for kids, like adults, it's hard to get as an adult.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the
It
shit
is.
that we liked as kids,
Like
it's really hard to.
Tamagotchis.
Yeah, it's
What
hard as an
adult would
adult to
understand
look at
that?
that and be like, "Oh, I get why kids like that." Like they're just their brains work weird, and I don't know what kind of fucking sick weirdos come up with this stuff that like makes kids tick.
That's true.
But
Well, that was computer games for us, right? Like, how many altercations did you guys have with your parents because it was a beautiful sunny day,
Right.
And,
And you're sitting
we were
inside.
playing computer games on summer break
Yeah.
for like 9 days straight. I wouldn't see the sun, you know, and I was
And
having
totally
a ball.
okay with it, yeah.
I loved it. It was
Yeah.
the best. They just don't understand.
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
understand.
they'd even tell their friends. They'd be like, "Oh,
don't
just
get it,
plays that
Mom."
Fucking game all
But
day."
it does go both ways, right? Like we look at old movies and they're like they're rolling the hula hoop down the
Right.
street with the stick.
I get that.
It's like, the fuck are you doing?
I do that.
Why?
What a waste
Playing
of time.
jacks down
Yeah,
by
it
the
could be
soda
all right.
fountains.
I could,
If I didn't have much else,
I can
you
get
know?
down with that.
I was
Go
like
in-
in prison.
Go inside and play computer games. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But this is kind of like even people my age or 30s in their 30s or their 20s, like
They're into it.
They're still doing it too.
You kind of work with kids,
It's not
though, right?
just no. I mean, yes, but not, But like they're not doing it for. They're just. I don't know.
Do you guys think we're becoming more like neotenous? Where like we don't really the differentiation between like youthful behavior and adult behavior is lessening.
I think there's a lot of
think
people that
so.
are realizing that being an adult is
Shitty.
basically nothing
Terrible.
different. You never feel like one.
Yeah.
And that's,
What is that a condition of our current experience? Where we're like, some of you aren't 30 now, right? Are you 30?
Nope.
Nope.
None of us are.
Just me?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
When you hit 32, it's like, okay, fuck, you're an adult now, right? But
Sure.
I still
don't-
feel like a little asshole all
Sure.
the time.
For me, it was
Yeah, I
when
definitely
all
feel
my
like an adult
joints
too, but-
started hurting.
Do you make
all the
noise
time.
when you put on your socks?
No, not yet.
Okay,
not yet.
that's when you know.
My
haven't
knees
crossed
crack
that bridge.
when I crouch down. My knees crack.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's like you imagine it.
Everything
it's just like
pops.
this binary thing. You just become an adult one day, and then
Yeah, that's
everything's
just not-
different. Yeah, and it's just so
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
you're thinking that because
it's-
we're going through it.
It's
certainly-
when you get married and deflowered, and then you're an adult.
I certainly feel like I should feel like an adult, but I don't. I think that's where it is.
yeah.
You're at the point where you're like, you should be.
You're married with a great job and
Sure.
a car payment.
Yeah, all of those things. And I'm totally okay with it, but also I'm enjoying the hell out of this fidget spinner.
yeah.
Put
Well,
your dick in it.
individuality, I think, is more than ever now, right?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
one of the rare good things of postmodernism is do what you want to do.
I think,
Yeah.
well, that, and I
That's
think
okay.
the human condition is really well documented. And anybody else that has a similar situation to you, you can get a confirmation just by looking up, like, hey, I have this thing that's been happening to me lately. Does anybody experience it? And you're going to find someone that
Yeah.
shares that common thing.
Right.
And so there's just a lot of
that's
justification for your feelings.
That's an interesting aspect that suppresses individuality is when you have to homogenize to your limited social circle.
Right.
Right. It's not like nowadays you can go on. That's why we have all these fucking weirdos.
Well-
They can go up and look up just like furry sex group
Jake,
and
stop
find
putting
lots
your
of other
tongue
people.
in the fidget spinner.
Jake, I just bought that. $4 good on that
My
thing.
tongue is clean.
Yeah, but it probably isn't.
It's only been in your wife and your mom.
There's got to be a Prop 65 label somewhere on that.
But now that we can go find our own little niche online, people express themselves a lot.
Right.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of small, weird communities, and it's more accessible than ever. So something like yo-yoing, you probably couldn't have gotten so into before because you didn't.
That ties into so many. I think that's a big driver for all the conspiracy theories going nuts right now.
Yeah.
Is you can go on the internet and type in flat Earth proof.
Right.
And you will find flat Earth proof.
Well, that's so much with the internet in general.
The Earth is flat.
You can get confirmation bias on anything on the internet because if the thing you're searching for, you're going to find.
Yeah.
It's
Right. Even searching something more neutral, like is the Earth flat? ?
right. You're going to get polar opinions.
Right, because it's not something you should have to Google.
And neither person's going to have. Right.
I want Google to just start saying no when you say that.
Just one result just says no.
And both people are going to claim they have definitive proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except one does.
And much like
Right.
this podcast, it's going to be like some blog where they're just going on and on unchecked, and no
Right.
expert is saying, "Hang on, that's actually not true at all."
Yeah, but
Right.
at least we're not complete idiots.
Complete.
I said complete. I
Complete. He said
qualified it pretty
complete. He said
heavily
complete.
already.
Yeah, but I agree
I
that
have some wacky theories, so I don't know. I'm probably
hear
in
one.
that group.
What's a wacky theory?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have anything specific at the moment to bring up, but
You can't just say something like that.
Yeah, I don't think
Give
you're
us
nearly as
I got some wacky
as you
theories.
are.
well, I know that you're very against like
Let's make
Eastern
wacky.
medicine, that type of thing. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I feel like I've heard a tyrant before on that, but
What about a
tirade?
What about
excuse
tirade?
me.
Okay.
A tyrant about that.
Yeah, he was all
but
about that.
I
He
think
was-
there's a lot of things that have been done for a lot
His
longer.
name was the FDA.
I'm just willing to try a lot of things that are probably bullshit.
There's lots of aspects of Eastern medicine that are documented and real.
Sure. But I guess my point is that something that somebody would think is kooky, I will try because I'm just willing to.
The problem is
How kooky though? Like, would you
I
do
don't
color
know.
puncture,
Like I've been doing like
where they show you different colors and they're supposed to make you heal?
no.
well, you know what's really
Maybe.
cool is almost anything is legit because the placebo effect is real.
Yes.
That's what
Like curses are real because
Sure.
you can put that negativity on someone and they will manifest it themselves.
into their
That's
minds,
been
yeah.
clinically documented multiple times.
That's not surprising.
Curses are also real because demons exist.
the weird thing too is that even if you know like placebos, they even tell people they're placebos and they still work.
yeah.
Just the act of people taking the pill and like being like, well, yeah.
Yeah, there was one study where the group got better and then they were told like you were on the placebo and then they got worse again,
Yeah.
even though they were still getting the same
It's like the people who think they're allergic to Wi-Fi.
they probably are because they manifest
They
that.
actually manifest symptoms, even though they like would put like a dummy Wi-Fi router with like a blinking light on it, and be
Yeah.
like, okay, how do you feel now? And
You
they're
know
like,
what's-
oh, I'm starting to feel it. And
I'm
it's-
reading Carl Jung right now,
Mhm.
and he's like expounding on Freud's free association stuff. How when you like see the ink blots, whatever's bothering you might come out in some metaphorical way. He was doing he linked it to more literal ways, like things like if you have bad digestion, there might be something in your life that you can't accept. And because the placebo effect is real and our subconscious works in metaphors, you would say like, I can't stomach that. And then it would make you
Oh,
not
weird.
stomach stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but
it was
then again,
wacky.
like that whole Freudian track is pretty like hotly debated.
It is.
Because Freud kind of
Well, he was right at the beginning of just identifying that the subconscious exists, right?
right.
We
but
know
then
it does now,
he
but he's
also
going to
kinda
get
just
some things
started
wrong.
saying stuff that he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Well-
this is probably how it is.
Well,
That guy
makes
really wanted to bang his mom.
Well, whenever you break new ground on a field, you're going to discover something and then maybe speculate on more potential aspects of it. And people lump in those speculations with his actual more concrete findings.
Right.
That's true, but then you have people like Einstein who are smart enough that most of their speculations also turned out to be correct.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So where does this whole you're saying the placebo
it's kind of a
effect?
shitty comparison, though. to have to be compared to Einstein. It's like, well, that's your fucking standard. That's not fair.
Yeah, no one's going to live up to that.
So where does this whole allergy thing fall in line with the placebo allergy effect that you're talking about? Fall in line if you actually went to an allergist, don't know what they're testing you for, and because they do it on your back, you have no idea. There's like a grid that they do.
No, that would probably actually show you what you're allergic to.
Yeah, but so say you were allergic to something, and then you decided you took a pill, and all of a sudden I'm not allergic to egg anymore, and that's like the placebo or something. Then you go
don't know
back
if-
and get
I don't
tested.
know
Would
if
it
it's-
actually work?
I don't think placebos can
It's not
counteract.
magic. You can't
You can't
take a
counteract like
placebo.
actual.
Yeah.
You can't have cancer.
So are you
you
saying-
can't Steve Jobs it and have cancer and eat like a bunch of
Well,
fruit?
this is
and
what I'm
just be
asking
like,
though.
I'm
Is-
better now.
Are you saying that that the Wi-Fi placebo thing. I don't think that's actually a thing to be allergic.
There's not a physiological reaction. It's a psychosomatic reaction that manifests.
Your
in
mind is
physiology.
causing you the
So
symptoms.
say I think I'm allergic to cats or something like that.
Yeah.
Your mind could inflare your nose and inflare
Okay.
your
Yeah,
sinuses.
it can.
Okay, but is there part of that has nothing to do with the mind?
Absolutely. You can be allergic to things.
That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just trying to say, like, what are you guys getting at?
No, this is you have the baseline reality where you do react
Okay,
to
yeah.
things in your environment,
yes.
but there's another layer where your mind can manifest
Sure,
stuff.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But to say, like, I'm just going to give you a pill and you're not going to be allergic to this thing anymore.
No,
yeah, I'm not trying to apply at all that everything is all in your mind.
No.
But the mind can have effects.
effects.
A
in
man
reality.
can create illnesses for your
Yeah.
body.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. And
I think I love this fidget spinner.
See?
I never touched one until now.
Non-stop been playing with it, by the way.
I should have brought some in gifts.
There's another to extend that even further. Something cool that I've been learning with Jung is that your mind can, like, imagination is reality, because everything that has been imagined and then made, that's what that is. And one of the unique capacities of human beings is we can take the future as something real and make bargains with it. We can sacrifice in the short term for gains in the long term.
Oh, yeah.
And we're the only species who can do that. Primates can only do that for like a minute.
I think birds
If-
can
if-
kind of do shit like that, can't they? Like, you've seen all the shit
Like
crows can do, right?
Crows are intense.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I
They're
don't
insane.
know. I read that from Jung, but
Yeah.
But I know what you mean.
They were talking
Yeah.
about
In
primates
the-
and how they're
in the
able
long
to
term.
bargain, like give them a smaller reward. Like if you have a small snack and a medium snack,
Yeah.
but if they take the small snack, they get a bigger one later. They'll figure that out, but it only works for like a few minutes. If you don't give it to them for like another hour, they'll always take the medium snack or
A lot of
something
people
like
are
that.
like that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
to be fair,
humans-
most humans would go for that as
we
well.
we bargained the first 50 years of our life for a good retirement.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's also
That's
a
what
pretty
makes us
classic
different.
experiment. Like if you sit in this room with a box of donuts and you eat one of the donuts, that whole thing, or if you sit here for an hour, we'll give you 20 donuts. That's an experiment that's been done a lot of times.
I wouldn't want 20 donuts.
Nope.
Can I just have one
any
donut now?
religious people- yeah.
Take off? Or-
Yeah, I'm actually
Can I
good with
just-
one donut.
can
We
I
used to
just
do
leave?
that. Do you remember? We used to go to Krispy Kreme, and they would always give you the free donut
donut,
when you
that's
came
enough.
in, and that's my sugar for the week. I'm good.
Yeah.
They give you a free donut when you went in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, if that
Hot
if
off
sign
the
is
assembly.
on.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, we used to do that a lot as a kid.
Yeah. So that's all you need.
So yeah, sorry to bring up Young, but my mind's been getting blown lately.
Young, mind blowing.
Yep.
How much does it cost to have your mind blown? Is that...
Well, that book was $8 on Amazon.
Oh, man.
and had really good reviews.
Man, and you don't get syphilis at the end.
You don't? Well, I haven't gotten to the end yet.
You might get syphilis at the end.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it might be psychosomatic.
Yeah.
So I thought it might be kind of fun to touch on some of the some past fads. I brought up a list of the top 100 fads of all time.
Okay, what is
Ooh.
of all time?
And who
It says,
ranks them?
Of the 90s?
It's a very.
I think is what you mean.
Actually, this is like a UK.
Because Burning Witches was a fad.
This is
for a while.
UK. This is UK. So maybe this wouldn't count. But I see a lot of them that I recognize here.
I feel like burning most groups of
Yeah, I
people
think it's
was
actually-
a fad at one point.
true.
They were like, yeah, this is all right.
Yeah, we're burning these guys now. Didn't you hear?
I was actually going over this with a British friend of mine, and he's
Who to burn?
No, as far as as far as different fads, and we have a lot that are similar.
It seems like it because Okay, anyone any guess on number one, or should I start like top
Well,
10?
I still want to know. I still want to know how this was measured.
Yeah, and how do we define fad?
So this was
All right, whatever.
It's
This
just
is just a
some- it's
list
just some-
of things that
someone
we're going to
took time to
recognize.
do
It's just
it.
some
Yeah, all right,
website
all right,
that
let's see.
someone.
Let's see what
is
number
the data
one is.
in pie charts or histograms?
It's just literally a list that some website put together.
All right.
Now,
all right.
hold on, guys. Let's get our definitions. Is a fad something that's popular and then not?
Yes, I think so. It's something that is a short. It's very popular for
Yeah.
very short. So it makes sense.
polio.
Right. Everyone was doing it.
And then people are starting to do shit
So
like
a
that
lot of
again.
the-
Yeah, polio's coming back.
a lot of these things still exist, right? But there's a time where everyone was like going apeshit about it.
Pet chameleons. That was a thing.
Yeah, it's horned lizards now.
Is it?
Everyone's all about horned
Well,
lizards.
there was back in the day, like a proper woman would have like a little chameleon that was in like a cage. That was like a thing. She'd bring it with her.
What is feminine about a chameleon?
I don't know. I think that was a thing at one point. People would just have like because it was cool.
I don't know why.
Usually, there's an underlying metaphor to all trends.
The chameleon
Really?
is her vagina.
Why? It's scaly and changes colors.
Yes.
It can look in all directions.
Yes.
Has a prehensile tail.
Yeah.
All of the above.
Yes, you're accurately describing a vagina.
It has a sticky part in its mouth.
That can shoot out and grab flies.
Yeah, it eats flies. So it's a carnivorous.
Yeah, it's the V fly trap.
It sure eats my meat.
Protein.
All right.
So the list. Now that we've established that fats.
Let's start at number 10, actually. Let's start at number 10.
It consumes protein and doesn't
Okay,
have any rights.
So most of these things still exist.
Okay. Oh, well, tea time, is that a fad? That's why I was asking, because that doesn't go away. Because in fact, they had to adjust their infrastructure because people have just hot pads over there. So during tea time, like the electrical grid gets so
these
taxed.
are more like item. These aren't all items, but tea time's not on there. Tea time is still a very big thing. And
Okay. How about umbrellas?
Fidget spinners.
what are you talking about?
I don't know. I just feel like there was a time when
Fads,
people
like-
always had umbrellas and now we don't.
Like hats.
No.
I
Those
try
are still a
to
thing, Ted.
always have an
I know
umbrella.
they have, but people used to walk around with them on a sunny day.
All right. We got to
I'll give you number,
parasol.
I'll give you number 13.
That's different.
Okay.
Mood rings. That's a good example.
Oh
right?
yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. So is it like
All right.
since the 70s or what's the time period?
All time.
It says of all time.
Think about the person who
All
wrote
time.
this.
Okay, so
though.
fighting Romans was
I'm
a
guessing
huge
the
fad over there.
I'm
Chariots,
guessing like in the last.
chariots were
I'm
big.
guessing 50 years.
It's probably within the lifetime of
Yeah.
the person who wrote this.
And then when
list.
Hadrian was over there, building walls were all the rage.
Attacking your enemies.
Attacking your enemies, making henges. Are henges still popular?
Hinges.
Yeah, they used to make henges.
Were they ever
in
popular?
I think people still make
I don't
henges.
know that henges
they just
were a
don't call them
fad.
henges anymore.
Those were an outlier.
I think metallurgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, metallurgy is huge.
Like literally.
That's
a
actually
rock outlier.
like a degree path still.
really?
Yeah.
What do you do?
You engineer it's like a material science field.
Okay, yeah.
So
All right. So number 10, yo-yos. We already talked about them.
Yep.
They're a classic. Number 9. This is relevant to our
Pet rocks.
no what we watch.
hogs.
No, number 9. Remember last weekend? BMX.
BMX.
Ooh, yeah. I
So
remember.
apparently in the
I have
80s,
another
BMX was really big.
They had multiple movies.
Multiple movies about BMX, and they were doing some pretty amazing BMX.
Did they
trips.
have one where an animal was doing BMX though? Because that's how you really know. That's when it becomes a real sport.
Actually,
know?
I think animal movies where animals doing sports was kind of a fad.
Yeah.
Animals doing sports.
Because there was that one Most Valuable Primate.
Yep, that
where
one,
I
Air
think it was the
Bud.
chimp that played hockey
Air
and
Bud
then
had
ripped
3
that guy's
movies.
face
Air
off.
Bud, there was a lot of
And then
them,
they
yeah.
have the Air Buddies now.
Oh, do they?
It's like a puppy litter.
Oh, jeez.
That's
Then
good.
they had the Christmas one, Santa Buddies, but the puppies talk.
Do
It's
the
weird. It's
puppies
a
like
different
form into one giant dog?
thing. Yeah, they're like Voltron.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying Voltron and not Power Rangers.
I was thinking, well, I didn't watch Voltron growing up, but that's kind of making a comeback now. So that's,
It's true.
You're welcome.
yeah.
So fads come back.
Okay, so let's,
Well, when you're Hollywood
can come
and
back.
Netflix exists and you need only safe bets to throw your budget at,
Yeah,
you're
that sounds
going to
about right.
excavate the IP from your main demographic. Yeah, which for us is Voltron. and
the cheap IP. Nobody wanted anymore.
Right.
They're like, oh shit, this is easy. Power Rangers
number
is actually
8.
very interesting
You saw the
as
movie?
far as cheap IP.
Hey, speaking of Power Rangers,
Wait,
remember
no,
that?
can I hear what
Yeah,
you
go ahead.
Why was that cheap?
So the original Power Rangers, this is actually really awesome. I'm excited I get to
I
talk
heard about this. I know this well.
Yeah. So there was this Japanese show called Super Sentai that all the fight footage was harvested from. They had this Japanese show and they're like, these American kids, they're not going to want to watch a bunch of poorly dubbed Japanese shit.
Because that reminds me, it reminded me of old Godzilla movies. It was
Yeah.
just a big creature stomping cardboard cityscapes.
So pretty
Yeah,
much
pretty much.
every scene where you couldn't see the main characters' faces was from Super Sentai. And then what
Really?
they did was they duplicated the costumes, or they acquired the costumes, and then they had American actors for all the scenes where the helmets were off or where they weren't in costume at all.
Wow.
And they filled in all the footage. So that's why a lot of the storylines kind of almost don't really make sense.
Yeah.
It's because they were cobbled together.
That's
They
why
literally
when I was 11, I stopped watching Power Rangers. Was the convoluted narrative? I didn't see it. There's a lot of continuity issues that I
Yeah, I
I
tried to watch it while drunk, and I couldn't tell if I was too drunk to watch it, or as an adult, it just doesn't
No,
make any sense.
yeah, I did the same. I'm a huge Transformers fan, or at least I thought I was, and then I went back and watched the original series from like the late 90s. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is stupid.
Pretty terrible.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
anyway,
they actually stole the costume.
they didn't steal it. They
he
purchased
licensed
the rights.
it.
to
Oh,
this.
okay,
Yes,
got
yeah.
it.
But
It's one guy.
what happened was they eventually Super Sentai every season the costumes change and like the theme changes.
Okay.
Right. The whole thing gets switched up. So at the end of season 1, they weren't ready to like redub more shit and like do all this whole process and get new costumes and new actors and stuff. So they started cobbling together fight scenes with monsters from other seasons, and they would show the monster throw a punch, and then they would show the Megazord react to the punch.
Yeah.
And all this shit. And they cut together a bunch more episodes like this because the first season was like 60 episodes long.
Jeez.
Then 3 of the actors were like, you know what? This show is taken off. You know, they're making millions, if not billions of dollars. Like, we need to cash in. So they try to negotiate for more money. And they're like, all three of us will quit. You can't recover from that. They're like, we'll fucking show you. They let all three people quit. They wrote them out of the show.
These were actors?
Yeah, these were the actors that played the Power Rangers for the American, you know. All they had to do was shoot scenes with their helmets off. They didn't even have to throw a kick ever, you know.
Get anyone.
So what they did was they had 3 more episodes to transition to new actors, and they only either recycled footage, had scenes with their helmets on and people who could imitate the voices well enough, or they'd shoot them in like silhouette or from like far away.
Yeah.
So you couldn't tell.
Awesome.
And they still managed to drag that out for 3 episodes, transition to the next season of Super Sentai, have new costumes, and just start the whole process over.
So this is like the Blair Witch of sitcoms, where the budget was nothing and they cashed in big.
Well, how much did they pay for Super Sentai? Any idea?
I don't
know.
think it
Not
was
that
very much. I mean, I can't imagine that
It was a
anything.
popular show. It was a popular show in Japan, though.
Yeah,
but it doesn't
just-
cost that
But
much.
what
to
is a
license
popular
it.
show in Japan worth?
Yeah,
for an
especially
American-
at that time.
for an
in
American
like
studio?
1990.
Yeah.
Here's the interesting thing. Remember, I told you to listen to that podcast, How I Built This.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who licensed the show. Do you know who it was?
Mm-mm.
His name is Haim Saban. He's the 232nd richest person in America. So he's worth.
That's
Wow.
He's
pretty
worth
fucking awesome
he's
spot.
He's worth 2.9 billion.
Jesus Christ.
Not because
yeah.
of Power Rangers, because of he's like a music mogul.
But
and stuff
that
like but
savvy plays into it,
Exactly.
right? That
So
ability to
you
be
should
like,
listen
I
to
can
it.
do
It's
this
really
cheap
good.
thing
It's really
and
good.
make a shit ton of money off of it.
Yeah.
But you know what's also interesting is all those actors had weird personal shit going on too. Like
most actors.
I'm pretty sure
Most
I've read that the
people?
Red Ranger, the original Red Ranger, did gay porn for a while. So that's cool.
Remember the Pink Power Ranger?
Huh?
Remember the Pink Power Ranger?
Yeah, I remember.
Dang.
I remember.
She was sexy.
Yeah,
She
I remember.
yeah, she had that.
She had that 80s look.
I was thinking. What's her name? Is it Tiffany something?
What in the show? Kimberly?
No, Kelly Kapoor from
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell. What's the actress's name?
Oh, you mean
She had that same kind of
shoot,
look.
I know who you're
It's like
talking about.
Tiffany something.
it's like Patanga from
Topanga.
Topanga, yeah, Topanga.
Yeah.
Same look.
Topanga.
Same like 90s, like
I was all about
big
Topanga.
hair, like
Oh,
sexy
yeah.
look. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Perky
Kel-
tits.
I mean, I think the world
They
was,
were all
but-
about perk
the,
back then.
the Pink Ranger looked a lot like Kelly Kapoor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Blue Ranger was gay, the guy who played him, and the other actors bullied him, and that was fucked
Well,
up.
this was the 90s.
He eventually quit the show because of that.
Was it
Yeah, Tiffany Thiessen is who you're thinking.
Timmy Thiessen? Obama ran against gay marriage in his first election. Like, that's how recent.
Yeah,
this
that's
acceptance
right.
is.
I forget
it's so
that.
recent.
I forget
Yeah.
that people gave a shit back then. I'm like,
It's
why?
so- yeah, because it's just like common now.
Yeah.
Well, people
speaking
still-
of fads,
People still
you know?
do in the country, though, I think.
Yeah,
In California, we
yeah, we are in a bubble of open-mindedness for some reason. I don't know what it is
very
about
different
being
here.
here. But
I mean, maybe you learn that like, hey, the weather's nice. Like, I don't have to pick random bullshit to be angry.
I think we
about.
get
I can just be
injections of
happy.
new people because it's a coastal nice
That's
place
true.
that people move to. No
It's a
one
lot
mo-
of transplants
No one
here.
moves to Oklahoma, so
It's a melting pot.
Actually, a surprising number of people do, but they usually move back. Like
They try to,
relatively
right.
quickly,
like you.
Yeah.
Like, I can live there for so cheap. Why would I not move there? And then like,
Yeah.
oh,
They're like,
But
oh,
the-
this is why it's cheap.
Now I remember.
But they become
now
a
I know.
hunter-gatherer tribe where they just do what they've been doing because that's what we do here.
Yeah.
And they just it's easy for humans to just accept status quo and keep plugging.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like S-Town, Jeff.
Yellow
Like
Yellow
a
Ranger
little
died
town
in a
in
car
Alabama.
accident.
Yeah, S-Town is a very
Was
weird
she driving?
story about that.
Yes. So in addition to it being racist that the Yellow Ranger was the only Asian, she also died because she can't drive.
Oh my god.
So
All right, number 8. Number 8 was Pac-Man, which I imagine was pretty big at the time.
I guess that's a fad, yeah.
people went crazy
can,
over some
can we say
arcade games.
arcading?
That's like
in general was a
arcade.
huge fad.
There
in
were
the
places
80s.
that had like
it was
quarter
long.
shortages.
It lasted for a long time, though, right? Didn't it?
like 10 years. It was the 80s. Console games replaced it.
So can a fad be 10 years, or is that just like a part of your?
yeah, I guess it depends on your
Culture
Yeah,
at that
that's
point.
more. Yeah,
According to this guy.
that's more like history, not a fad. It's just
Yeah.
a thing that happened for a long while, not like a quick stint.
Yeah,
I'd say there's like the Tron era, like 87 or
Okay.
something.
Yeah, there
it
was a
peaked for like
big-
2 years and then consoles came out shortly after.
there was a
Yeah.
big arcade boom.
Makes sense.
But I think anything longer than like a year is not really a fad, right?
I don't know.
Otherwise, just
Because I look at like fashion fads. They have a lifeline of like 5 years.
I think it depends on the category, right?
Yeah.
Like for fashion, if it only lasts 2 years, that's a fad for sure, right?
yeah,
Right. You still have
like
things like,
bell
Ray-Bans.
bottoms was 3 or 4 years.
like
Right.
parachute pants.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But
That's what were those jeans that arcade kids had? like rave kids too.
Yeah.
Jinko jeans.
Yeah, we can't see their shoes.
Super
big
baggy.
bottoms.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Yeah, and the spiked hair and like the puka shell necklaces and
Not just the spiked hair, the Liberty spike.
yeah.
Yeah.
What about dolphin shorts?
What are dolphin shorts?
They're short-
Are they made out of
shorts,
dolphins?
Really short shorts
Yeah,
I
it
used
was
to wear.
70s, right?
Okay, Doc Martens. That's number 7. Do you know what Doc Martens are?
They're shoes.
Yeah, I guess they were a big thing.
Converse was a big
They're like
thing.
orthopedic shoes, aren't they?
In
Aren't they like better for your
2005.
their whole selling point is that they have
Wait,
better arch support
frogs?
and shit?
Doc Martens.
Oh, Doc Martens.
Frogs.
Sorry.
Like the animal?
I was spacing out and frog. No, frogs.
Frogs.
Or sorry, not frogs, Crocs.
Oh, Crocs.
Crocs. That's what I'm thinking.
Because frogs might be becoming a fad because they're
Crocs
having a
are
rough
on
time
here.
right now.
Crocs are on here.
Are on there.
Well,
yeah. Well,
licking frogs in the 80s was a thing.
Yeah, toads.
as terrible.
Toads,
yeah.
As terrible as
Although the
Crocs
distinctions
are,
kinda-
there's people love those things. The people that have them,
Frogs?
No, Crocs.
Oh.
They're apparently like excellent for,
This will upset
for your
you,
feet.
Jake.
I was like, he's like as terrible as frogs are. I'm like, who the fuck is?
Did I
problem
get
with
Pet
frogs?
Rocks right? I feel like
Let me see. But
Pet Rocks has
I don't want
gotta
to
be
say
on
this
there.
because this is going to get you really upset. But number
like Chia
52,
Pet.
Crazy Frog.
Oh no, no,
That's
they're-
not a
they're
fad.
wrong. That's not a fad.
That's
Crazy
still good.
frog forever.
Yeah, that's I say.
that's a musical classic.
Pet Rocks is on there, 94.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, 5 is Conkers. Does anyone know what Conkers is?
How's that spelled?
Conkers.
Like the
Conkers.
video game character?
Yeah, that's what I
Conquer
was
the
thinking.
squirrel?
No, I don't know what Conkers
I
is.
doubt it.
What about like conking from TFC?
Conkers, traditional.
Yeah.
Traditional children's game in Britain and Ireland.
Oh,
Damn
that's
it.
why.
The UK list fucked us.
Yeah.
4 is marbles. 3 is lava lamps. Lava lamps. Were,
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
one.
lava
Yeah,
lamps.
yeah.
What about the floor is lava?
What about Parker pens? What are those?
Never heard of it.
That's sounds British.
No,
Are they the pens that it has the red, the black, and the blue, and you can punch down which color you
Ooh,
want?
oh,
Those were-
yeah.
Those were a
Maybe.
fad.
I remember I had one that if you jammed it hard enough, you could get multiple colors at once.
Yeah.
You could squeeze them out.
That's one of those things where they just took it too far, where they were selling pens. It was like holding a baseball
Oh.
bat, and they had like 9 colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the pen flipping was a fad for a while too.
Well,
Yeah.
I was
and they
going to
sold
bring
like
that up.
competitive pen flipping pens.
Yeah, it's
and-
this. That reminds me of fidget spinning. It
does.
It's the same
Yeah.
shit. It's just something you do while
Totally.
you're idle.
at least
you know?
with a
I still do that.
It's not an activity in its own right.
at least a pen
it's,
you can write though.
I'll catch myself in a meeting at work and just be spinning a pen, and then I like look down. I'm like, I should probably not be.
I
doing
always
that.
I was
assign-
never able to spin it.
Yeah, I
took a long
assign
time.
a lot of arrogance to people who actually can spin it.
I can do it.
The reason that I learned how was because I was standing at a movie theater where I used to work at the what do you call it, the ticket taking, and you have nothing to do for like hours.
No, not the
not the booth.
The
It's like
actual
the
podium or
Yeah.
not podium.
Oh, okay.
you work the front door essentially.
Yeah.
But you just sat there for hours and you had nothing to do, so you would like
Okay, I can see that.
look at shit outside or just spin a pen.
Yeah.
I think really, really good at masturbating without that shoulder
Discreetly.
motion that gives it away. Because that's the trick, right? Then you can do it while driving. Nobody will know.
But
Yeah,
why
but you
would
in
you?
church?
You do it with your top down for some reason.
Yeah. Well, I want people to know.
He's an
I can't get off unless someone's watching.
So you accentuate the shoulder
He's
motions.
an artist.
You look like one of those wacky inflatable
I look like
men.
that guy, that famous flag waving guy. Have you guys seen that GIF of there's like this Marine and he's like waving the
What's a
flag,
GIF?
but he's getting all sweaty.
I call it GIF too.
Actually, I think it might be GIF.
The creators
GIF
called
is
it a
appropriate.
GIF,
I
so
know.
that's why I've
I know it's
decided.
graphical interface format, but
interchange.
interchange.
So that was so-
I didn't know we had so many GIF deniers.
But apparently, J's if they're followed by or G's if they're followed by vowels, they make the soft sound.
The
still gonna call it a
explanation's
GIF.
even simpler than that. It's that the guy who invented it said it was
It's
GIF
GIF,
because
yeah.
he liked Jiffy peanut butter, and that was the
That's a
whole.
terrible- Jiffy peanut butter is like 40% sugar.
Then he should have called it
That's terrible.
graphical interface.
and it's
whatever.
also spelled JIF. So
Yeah.
he should have done.
Yeah, he just
JIF.
fucked
That's
up.
not true.
But
Yeah.
I say GIF because it's right.
Yeah, whatever.
I say GIF because I'm contrarian and I like triggering people.
The one that gets me is sequel versus
Wait, that's
SQL.
why I say GIF.
I say sequel.
I say sequel too.
Sequel. I say sequel.
Let's see if there's any other I recognize on here. I don't know what top trumps are, but it seems like it's making a comeback.
Wait, does
top
anybody
trumps.
not call it sequel?
We have a top.
Yeah,
trump
a lot of mostly students actually.
Call
When
it
they're learning it in
SQL?
school, I think it gets presented to them as SQL.
well, sequel I'm for
Whoa.
because it's 2 syllables and not 3. SQL is 3 syllables.
Yeah, it's way.
Well, plus it's another one of those cases of like a lot of the like early creators and innovators called it that. So
Right.
that's how I justify it.
Pokemon Go's on here.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go was
Yeah,
big.
that was
Oh
quick
shit! I
fad.
forgot to hit a Pokestop yesterday.
That-
My 7-day streak is fucked.
That flamed out hard here, didn't it? No one's doing it anymore.
Hard
Or are
everywhere.
they?
Everywhere. I mean,
I tried it for like a day.
like
and then
most
it was
things,
over.
people are still doing it,
Yeah, like 4 kids died, and then everyone quit for some reason.
but yeah.
Not related to that.
Angry Birds, even though they've tried to milk that thing for as much as
Yeah, I'm
works.
sick
they-
of
they
Angry
milked
Birds.
it a lot.
They reached too far.
I respect how far they've reached.
But hold on,
and
I
milked
think
it.
that's still making a ton of money. So I don't know
remember
that I would
seeing-
call it a fad.
I remember
It
seeing
was a
an
fact
Angry
because
Birds.
everyone was doing it at one
Yeah,
time.
true, but it's also a fad that faded to something that had a baseline of
Sure.
a real user base.
They
Well,
lost
same
their
thing
identity.
as Pokemon Go. You know, there's
don't know
still
that they
people that
did.
play that.
Yeah, they tried to do too many things.
I just remember seeing an Angry
Yeah.
Birds towel in Walmart
Right.
and being like,
They
wow,
commoditized
they
the
made a
shit.
lot of fucking money off
Sure.
of this.
I think they were one of the first apps to kind of like
make
make
money.
that jump where like they have merchandise
Well,
for the
it's
app.
it's. I think it's
Sure.
really hard to. Now you have a phone with a touchscreen, and this is a new way of interfacing with technology. We had computers and mice.
Right.
That lends itself to a type of game. The best first-person shooters are on computers. That's an empirical fact. Fuck all of you guys who play Halo on Xbox. You're wrong. And then you have controller-based games, which lend itself to a different type of game.
Right.
And now you have this new thing, this touchscreen phone. It's like, what's a good game on here? I remember
Right.
people tried to use the gyro thing to make driving games, and
It's
it's just
just
it's
pretty
not
terrible,
good
yeah.
enough. It doesn't work. They tried to make like controllers on the screen where you move your thumb over
That
here and it,
sucks
like
too.
it
You
made
have
a
no
D-pad.
tactile
There's no
input.
tactical.
Right. But the click and drag to launch a bird,
Right.
it's just built right in. It was the
Yeah.
perfect interface.
It was for
So-
bird launching. That's
Yeah.
all along.
Yeah.
it was the first.
So they were the
And
first to
now-
like kind of crack that.
And now
Yeah.
that's how they test airplanes, is by launching frozen chickens into windshields by using a touchscreen phone and a slingshot.
I didn't know that.
I can't tell if you're.
That was like a 50-50 blend of bullshit.
yeah, I was gonna say you
They
did it
actually
right
they shoot it out of like a pneumatic potato cannon, I think, is how they actually do it.
because they need to know if they can withstand a bird impact going
Right.
600 miles an hour.
yeah.
That'd be an amazing job, just loading up frozen chickens and shooting them at a plane. Yeah,
It'd be really fun engineering the weapon that shoots frozen
It'd
chickens.
be a potato gun. It'd be really easy. It's a
I know it'd
cylinder
be
with
super
a,
easy.
with
That's
a
why it'd be a fun
priming
job.
chamber
I
and
know.
an igniter.
Okay,
But you
yes.
can always make it better.
Yeah, you
Can.
and they give you full autonomy to do whatever you want. Like as long as it hits at this speed, you can do it. You can launch it however you
You
want.
get to the point where you have a magazine of frozen chickens and it just feeds them in one after
No,
the other.
it's like a paintball
auto-loading.
gun, right? It's got the spinner and
Oh,
the
a
chickens
hopper.
fall in
Hopper,
from a
chicken
hopper.
hopper.
Yeah.
They need to still have feathers
And they're
on them,
still
though.
alive at the top of the process.
So they do that with the chicks.
They
Did you
go
know
through
that?
they go through the gas chamber and then it dumps them out and
Have you guys seen how they dispose of
the
male
culling
chicks?
of the yes, yeah, and it's that giant. It's like a shredder.
No,
it's
but-
like
No, it's a
like
wood chipper.
thing.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna shoot chickens, you gotta have the feathers on there still, so that way when they hit,
Or it's not a
there's
good test,
Oh,
And-
that's true.
yeah,
It'd be
that's
funny.
true.
You need
And
a
it
good-
leaves that grease stain
yes.
when they hit.
which is important.
It's important. It covers up with the smell.
You can see where they hit.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it's the same thing they put in the poopery.
full circle.
Okay, let's see. Anything else we're talking about? Sea monkeys, waterbeds.
Doesn't that mean come now?
Waterbeds.
I guess waterbeds were a big thing for a while.
Waterbeds were a big thing. For
Yeah,
a while.
my brother and my parents both had a waterbed and I didn't, and I felt really left
Did
out.
they have
That's
the
fucked
wavy
up.
kind, or did they have the
And
one
now
that
they
had
and
the
now they
mattress
both have
topper?
back problems and you don't.
Probably, yeah. I have great. I think I have the best posture in my family, actually.
I think the biggest fad of that was the ones that were straight up like a bag.
Yeah.
But there was other waterbeds that were more legitimate.
I think in the 70s or the 80s, my dad had one that had fish in it.
Really? Like
awesome.
goldfish?
Yeah.
You have to
I'm
feed
not
it?
I'm not allowed to have a waterbed.
yeah,
on my lease.
That's what I was gonna say. It was such a
You're
big
asking for a
thing
flood.
that
Yeah.
they actually still write that into leases that you can't have it. It's not even just the flood. There's weight. If you're
I'm
on a
not
second
allowed to
story,
have-
it'll go through.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Like
heavy.
1,000 pounds
Yeah.
at least. Yeah.
I'm not allowed to have any water-filled furniture.
Yep.
In
Right.
general, it's a blanket ban on.
You also
water
can't go within 100 feet
so
of
I can't-
school.
I
What
can't
about-
have,
How about
I can't have a
built it
water-filled
all into
basketball
one.
hoop in my apartment. I can't have anything.
what about the inflatable furniture? That was a pretty big fad.
That's kind of like the
Yeah.
opposite of water-filled furniture. It's like how light
yeah.
can we
I'm
make
not
it?
saying you couldn't have it in your apartment. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying
I
that was
know.
a
Yeah,
fad.
that was. I loved that shit, and it was cheap as shit. to
Airbeds are a
make.
thing now.
Yeah, but this was like a chair and a couch that were like see-through, terrible vinyl plastic.
Airbeds are like a necessity.
I had one. I had one that I got.
No one's
from Pizza
replacing
Hut.
their mattress with an airbed.
I don't remember how I acquired one from Pizza Hut, but like, I bought enough pizzas and I got like an inflatable chair.
I love how they think that's a reward.
Well, it was better than the previous rewards. I had a Casper the Ghost puppet that was made out of some other similarly horrible plastic and was very uncomfortable to wear on your
loved
hand.
puppets when
but
I
it
was a
glowed.
kid.
It glowed in the dark. So
Of course, it's a ghost.
and then I had a who are the baseball players? The the home run guys when we were kids.
Home run guys.
Run guys?
Mark McGuire.
McGuire. And Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about a show or something.
No, I had a little book on them that I got from a Pizza Hut.
nice.
This is a weird rant. I got distracted
It was called
halfway through. By, like,
Roids
this huge
and
bug.
You, breaking the record.
There's a giant spider on the floor.
Should I kill?
Yeah, just
Where?
I think it's a hobo spider.
I'm kind of holding its life in my hands right now.
just kill it.
Oh, I think it's nasty.
Yeah, it's a gross one, man.
Wait, it's an issue now.
Oh, right.
No,
the
but
loafers.
the trick was I got it with the rubber part of the loafers, not the leather part.
Okay, one last thing I want to talk about. I don't know why on this list is listed the limbo. Like, was there a time when
Yeah.
everyone was limboing?
Yeah, I kind of remember
Like,
that.
every party you went to,
no,
everyone was
no,
limboing.
Yeah, it was incorporated into the nightlife. Yeah,
Really? Everyone was like, let's get this limbo going.
I was even part of that. Yeah,
You were in the limbo scene.
Let's put on some Crazy Frog.
I think
Let's get this limbo going.
I always think I'm in a unique place. It's probably just like self-centrism. I don't know, but I was right on the border between like old shitty like limbo games and then like beer pong just got invented. I was right in that middle shift. I remember playing beer pong with you guys for the first time. You had all these fucking rules. It was like bounces are worth 2 and
And you're like, I just limbo. That's
you could
our
like
whole thing.
you could like
I'm just a
finger it
limbo,
out of
guys.
the cup or blow it out of the cup. You had all these rules. I was like,
to go under the table backward?
I
this
can
is
do
a
that.
simple
I just
game.
limbo under the table.
You throw it and then if it lands in there, you drink it. Why are we
Yeah, if
complicating
it lands
this?
in there, you did limbo. Well, how are you guys making this more
Yeah.
complicated than it has to be?
Like, but I just came from like bending over backwards under a stick, and that was the thing. To now we're just throwing balls in a cup. This is supposed to be like a complicated
And now we're
elevation,
fidget spinning.
right? Which seems like a regression to me.
yeah. All right.
Okay, so is there a summary to be made about these?
We didn't really get anywhere, did we?
As usual.
I wanted to talk about Razor scooters.
Yeah, they were thinking. Well, this hits home for me because I had real fucking scooters that had like
Right.
real barrel wheels.
Yeah.
And they had air in them, and we did dirt jumps with them, and you spin it in 180, and it was cool.
Yeah.
And then they bastardized.
You spin it and did 180s.
Yeah, but this
I don't know about the cool
razors
part.
are now some like mutant rollerblade that they think is
Yeah.
an
But
extreme
the shit
sport.
they can do on those, that's stuck around though. That was a fad,
I
but
still
it's
see kids at the skate park.
But
Yeah.
I
You know, they
don't
were
know that actually
actually
went away. That might not be a fad.
They were kind of useful.
yeah,
Yeah, they fold up.
We use them all the time. Well, they fold up, but that's like if I ever wanted to go down the street to Cole's house.
I could bring
Jam on
a
down.
duffel bag.
You know what I
could
want,
throw it in the
but I
duffel
could never
bag.
get? I could probably find them. Is Heelys.
Yeah.
Or a size
Oh, you can
12.
still get them. Oh,
Yeah, I was never allowed to have
size.
Heelys. I should
You
get
can
some
find adult
Heely
ones.
penny loafers, some
Yeah.
leather, some nice leather.
I think that should just be the new shoe in general. That's not a fad. That
Have you
seems
tried
like
walking in them?
an upgrade. No, I haven't.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
they're
terrible.
terrible. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well,
walk-
you have
it's
to
like-
take
it's like
the
being high heels.
You have to take the heel
Why
out.
walk when you can Heely?
Sometimes you just need to walk.
for the same reason that razors weren't
You
great
just
on
didn't
every
commit, Cole.
surface, and that scooters were probably
I
better.
didn't buy into the dream.
Yeah.
I don't know why I listed Barbie. I think Barbie is still a very...
The brakes on our scooter was
I think
great
it's
too.
just
'cause we-
listed everything that had a peak and is below its peak now.
Maybe.
well, that's what a trend is, yeah.
Yeah, but it depends how far, how sharp was that peak, right?
Yeah, it has to be. Everyone was doing it, and now they're not.
But some of these things were like very like flash in the pan. Barbie is still kind of a
Ice
brand.
bucket challenge kind of stuff.
Yeah,
right. Like it's
exactly.
your whole feed for a month.
Right.
Exactly. All right, I think that's it. I think we've covered the whole topic. We've discovered everything there is to know about trends, why they exist, why they stop existing.
We've
done some important
we did all
work
the
here.
research.
If anyone needs to cite this discussion in a literary paper, feel free.
Are no papers literary?
No.
No.
I think-
No, some are written in like pictograms.
Do you mean a scholarly paper?
I did mean that, but I'm going to double down on literary. All right.
If the story is told through pictures, you're not allowed to use this. But if it's literary,
Yeah, if your thesis is
don't have
mostly
our
pictures-
permission.
it's written in crayon.
I think the takeaway is if you want to make something cool, don't use Review BT as your font.
or do,
That was the-
because you just bought one.
It's true. You bought it, and it's
I got the
it's
worst
trend
one
right
on
now.
purpose. I got the cheapest one because I'm just going to leave it here. I don't
How
want
mu-
one of these.
Yes, you do.
I do want one of these.
I know you do.
No,
Yeah,
that's
but he's
mine
gonna
now.
go home and buy a good
I
one.
want to get a good one. Yeah, I'm going to spend like $40 after I exhaust
I'm gonna
the
buy one for
reviews.
my coworker because she talks about how much she hates them all the time.
Once she gets her hands on one, she's
She'll
going to
get it.
like it.
That's what I said about my girlfriend, and my dick, and
She was like,
And
it's
you're
so
still
weird.
together.
Why
Look
does
where
it,
we
why
are
does
now.
it bend that way? It's like once you get your hands on it, you'll know.
oh, it's like a banana. It's shaped perfectly for my hand.
Intelligent design, bitch.
All right. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time. There's like 4 Friends references on this list.
You see the Babylon ball game? What? You see the Babylon ball game? What?
This is the Maryland Podcast.